Dear brothers and sisters in Christ, in our first reading today, we listen to the words of St. Peter the Apostle, reminding the faithful to remain steadfast in their faith, not to be deceived by the words of the false prophets and teachers, that they hold fast to the true and authentic Christian faith and truth as had been taught and revealed to them by the apostles. Indeed, in time to come, there would be many who spread heresies and falsehoods among the people, causing confusion and division, because these people did not have strong and genuine faith in God. Many of them put their own human and worldly desires, wants, and ambitions ahead and above their faith and obligation to stay true to that faith in God. They propagated their own ideas and false ways, and in the end, causing division and bitterness among the members of the church, the faithful people of God. St. Peter, therefore, in his epistle today, forewarned of what would happen to the faithful community and reminded them all to keep their faith. And in our gospel passage today, we heard about the Lord speaking to the Pharisees, sent by the elders and the teachers of the law to set him up and test him. As the latter group wanted to find a reason to have Christ arrested and sentenced for his ways and teachings, which the Jewish elders found to be unsettling and against their own way of teachings. At that time, the Pharisees used the matter of paying taxes in order to trick the Lord into a seemingly inescapable situation. In this case, no matter what the Lord supported of doing, it would end up hurting him and his credibility. And through the Pharisees, the elders and the teachers of the law wanted to use this opportunity as strong evidence against the Lord. At that time, paying of taxes was a topic that could bring about bitter argument, disagreement, and violence among the people. Many people at that time despised paying taxes and only did pay with discontent. In response to this argument, Jesus simply said, "Give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and give to God what belongs to God." This means that the denarius coins used in the tax payment indeed belonged to men. And since the government decreed it that way, that all the citizens and other people living in the empire must pay their due to the state and the emperor, then they ought to obey it. And in the same way, if we obey the law of the state and give what the state demands, then we must also obey the Lord and give to him what he has asked from us. It is something that all of us ought to discern carefully and consider, whether we have been truly faithful to God or not in our lives. Have we given him what we should have given him? Our love, our faith, our fidelity and obedience, our commitment and dedication? Or have we instead been distracted by several worldly concerns and desires, by the many temptations of life, that we end up forgetting our obligations and responsibilities as Christians? As what St. Peter had reminded the faithful of the need to put their faith in God and to stay steadfast in their devotion to him, we, on the other hand, are also being called and challenged to do so in our daily living. So, dear friends in Christ, let us do our best in our own lives to be good servants of God, to be faithful in all things, and at the same time to be good citizens of this world, obeying the rules and laws of the land, as long as they do not contradict our Christian law and commandments. Let us all listen to the Lord and follow his advice to give to the world what belongs to the world, and most importantly, to give to God what belongs to God. That is our hearts, our whole existence, our whole beings. May God bless us in our every good endeavors. Amen.